Namaste, brother, and everyone.
Namaste, everyone, every single soul in here, welcome. It's go time. It's how to be your own coach time.
We're talking about really interesting things today because we're talking about interruptions and interrupting.
Oh yeah, up. And it opens a lot of doors. It opens a lot of doors through many different layers and really different uses, I care to say, of interruption. Verbal, semantic, and life kind of interruptions. And yeah, Jamie, what was the first thought that came when you in first person came up with this topic and theme for today, how to be your own coach? By the way, little disclosure, this series is creating a powerful preparation to an in-person event that happens in New York on the 3rd of December. How to be your own coach. All what we speak about and much more is like for you to embody next level embodiment, my model, plant power, spiritual wellness, Jamie's model, brought together for you to hold more of life, whatever it is in relationship that you want to step up, in your business that you want to step up, in your personal life, like your me time you want to step up, your routines, habits, nutrition, wellness that you want to step up. That's the idea. You get able to hold it. An interruption is big thing when it comes to that. So yes, Jamie, what was the inspiring flow of energy that got you to think of these specific theme and topic and how to be your own coach? Oh, I cannot hear you. So let's see. And I invite you all who are here listening, watching, to pause, to get back to our very first session to pause. Nope, no, we don't hear our dearest Jamie. But I invite you to pause, to actually take deep breaths. If you want, whatever thing you're doing, you're commuting, you're going somewhere. I still can't hear you, Jamie. You're going somewhere now in the morning. It's the afternoon if you're in Europe. It's extremely early morning, so I guess you are setting your day. If you're in the Pacific, daytime. Pause, observe what is that you are doing. Ask yourself the fundamental question: where am I going with this? With what I am currently in this very moment doing. Wherever I'm going to work. Where I'm going with work in life. With my work, what I'm creating, bringing me. Is it taking me towards the direction that I can observe, I would like to manifest and embody and live? Relationship is the intimacy level, relationship level that I have with my spouse, partner, the one that I love to have. So like the actions, the conversations that I'm having are the conversations that I think I hear you now.
You hear me?
So yeah, my dearest unlimited, how I like to say, humans, I invite you to see where you're going, and from there bring in what Jamie and I have for you today about interruption. Because you see, and then I will rephrase the question for Jamie, because as you see, any change is an interruption to a previous state of things. Anything is like, it's a change. After an interruption, you have a change. It stops and starts. It's already bringing my own perspective in the space, but I would love indeed for us to hear what Jamie Scott, in terms of what inspired this topic.
Moments like the last several minutes where I had many interruptions with tech. No, I don't honestly remember the exact moment that I was like, this is what we need to talk about. I don't know if you do.
Not necessarily, but I'm pretty sure that you hold the reason for that within you. And it's
I
starting
know.
to come out.
The reason is very simple for me in a way, which is that I, particularly when I was very young and I didn't understand the way that my brain worked, I didn't understand that I was even interrupting. I was constantly feeling like I was interrupted. Many times I would be actually interrupted, but other times I would just simply have this experience of I'm not heard. And this was the story this narrative that I was living with and embodying that had merit to a degree with some and not always. And of course, when we are a child, we take all of this out of a different context, out of a different lens, and then we often grow into adults with these.
Big narrative that you mentioned, huh? Not feeling heard. It's big. It always comes up with my clients. It's not feeling heard, not feeling seen. Big. Please keep going.
So ultimately, as I got older and I started to actually understand a lot about this, and I started to get training in active listening, and I went through various different skills and developments, I started to become much more aware. especially with my spiritual awakening, and I started to interrupt a lot less and make much more of a point now, not interrupt. And now, more than ever, I'm more sensitive, especially now that my clair senses are activating. And I have found that I had gotten into a period where it was like so much became unbearable because I was sensitive to all external stimuli. All of this stimuli was purely external. And I started to attempt to solve for this. And one of the solves that I found for this was to use various other stimuli, break these circuits of experience, of pattern, called sensory stimuli toys, and these come in many different forms that stimulate or calm your senses. But this only got me so far, and so I still needed more that I need to understand. I realized this was not something tangible. This was
Right.
that was really internal, a mindset, a perspective shift. I required this to be shown to me. This was something that I absolutely, for whatever reason, I could not see.
Mm-hmm.
And
Cannot see what you cannot see.
And it took quite a few people to to help me see what I could not see about this, and really coming into this awareness of, you're like, Jamie, if you believe that we are all one and that everything is happening all at once and that we are everything and that everything is energy and frequency, and you have had divine interventions, divine interruptions, which we'll talk about, then can you not consider choosing that it's possible that there are interruptions that are positive, that there are interruptions that actually are not interruptions, or that maybe there's not even an interruption. Maybe it's
Can you repeat the last piece? It broke a little bit.
maybe there are not interruptions at all. Maybe
Yeah. Okay.
there's actually just everything that is stimulating and having different experiences to different stimuli. And the more that I found myself starting to question things, the more that I saw my perspective shift, and the less now currently what I'm loving through is this particular type of interrupting, which is challenging because I kind of welcome this, and I have not always found a way through, which is interrupting when I am consciously clear channeling. Funny enough, I'm deeply channeling, embodying, those get less. They usually make space for people to ask questions and to communicate. When I'm consciously channeling, or if there's something that I am making a strong effort to express, and then someone interrupt or something interrupt, the flow, it's gone, and then there's like this of like, you know, I'm getting there now. So interruptions and interrupting, there's layers. What does it have to do with how to be your own coach? Because how to be your own coach is about you coaching yourself through every experience. And and my experience in my own experience of neurodiversity, I'm constantly coaching myself through stimulation and through different movements, because no one else can have that exact experience that I'm having. So there's no one else that can talk me through stimuli in the same way that I'm. No one can coach me through in the same way. So I really
Look, I'd like to speak a little bit to the science of all what's happening, and I would like to refer back to those. I might go as far as calling them core wounds, and are those of not feeling heard, not feeling seen, not feeling that love that as a birthright human beings we come to experience as well, together with all the rest. So what happens when you interiorize and embody, when it filters into your body, in between and among your cells, creating behavioral patterns? The reason why it creates behavioral patterns is because it is not a good rejuvenating feeling, let's put it this way. And that requires a coping mechanism, a mechanism of you behaving in a specific way to make sure you force that love into your life, force others to see you, force others to hear you. And it can go in many different spectrums, from the total control that you exert on others, or the victimism, so that you receive that love as a oh, poor boy, poor girl, this is happening in your life. So it goes in between these two, and everyone develops their own coping mechanism. Okay. Someone else would just run away because they can cope with it. It goes back to fight, flies, or freeze. It goes back to those three pretty much. As those mechanisms build up, and we become adults in not being seen, adults in not being heard, adults in not feeling loved, not being listened to. So I am mentioning very foundational, basic sort of. I'm phrasing them in this not being seen. It's not necessarily and literally that someone is not seeing you, meaning that they're blind to you and they cannot see you physically. They just don't see you truly, the truth of you. Okay. So it translates into different actions. Those are feelings: not feeling heard, not feeling seen, not feeling witnessed, not feeling celebrated, not feeling. It goes there, and indeed it goes into the actions, like, oh, my birthdays have never been celebrated. Oh, my graduation, there was not a party thrown by my family. That translates into you will do something. You'll create a pattern, a behavioral pattern that doesn't necessarily serve you. It serves you till a certain extent. But if you're resonating with these words, it means that extent ain't soul fulfilling enough anymore. So a behavioral pattern, something, and I simplify it into what worked before does not necessarily works now. For the new current situation you're in life and at life, and with the next level that you're pursuing and trying to embody, coaching yourself towards. So, how to be your own coach on this? You need to interrupt, cut through the pattern that is not serving you anymore. Maybe before being sort of manipulative to others in any way, verbally, psychologically, physically, and forcefully, being manipulated. And maybe until a certain point, people listen to you. But then now you got to a point where just people don't listen to you anymore and you're alone. And at this stage, they're wanting to be heard and loved through manipulation is creating the opposite result. And you being alone, let alone being seen or heard by anyone if you're alone, if you created that loneliness. And you see like there are these consequences of the coping mechanisms that are no longer aligned to who you are now and to who you want to be, who you are striving to embody. So interruption, it cuts through the two patterns. It creates space for you to look into. It lets you realize that up until this moment, and use it, say that. If you have in mind something that makes you think like, oh, I don't want this anymore in my life. I don't want to do this anymore in my life. I really want to do different. State it with me. Up until now, I have been fill the blank. Up until now, I've been aggressive to my parents. Up until now, I've been neglecting to my spouse and children. Up until now, I've been like controlling and oppressive to my employees or my colleagues and collaborators. Up until now. Cut through. Take a deep breath in. Realize what happens as you stop doing it. Bring it in. How does it feel to have interrupted that pattern? Oh, realizing that I'm not treating my wife, my parents, my kids, my employees, my boss, my collaborators, other humans, myself in that way anymore. Breathe in and out. How does that feel? Keep on breathing deeply. And as you see this, you're now in a space of observation, ready to conceive the alternative, the next level to your relationship, to your work, to your business, to your personal life. Up until now, I've been filling up myself with food whenever I would have big emotions. Now I am, and you create a new story. Here comes the work, of course. Here comes the work. An interruption, loving interruption, self-loving interruption into your life. Therefore, being your own coach. So being non-judgmental to yourself when you see something that you don't like to do, don't blaming yourself, don't feeling guilt about it. But actually, okay, I've been doing that until now. I didn't know better. I couldn't see better. But now I see. You cannot intervene in a world that you cannot see, but you can absolutely intervene in a world that you see, and you see it now. So interruption creates the space for you to observe, realize that what you were doing ain't serving you anymore. And from that moment on, choose a different pathway that is the pathway of something you like more. Also known as, for my humble human perspective, next level. This is how you coach us as coaches. We hold space, we observe, we listen actively, we let the story and everything, the truth emerge. And when something emerges that we spot as our job, work, like um, accountability to the client. We see something that is okay. Look, we're talking about this reality. You're embodying this reality. You really are making it happen. And when you speak about this, it seems that you're hitting your own feet with a hammer. And so we boom interrupt the pattern because we're here to observe as being coaches. Talking about my own experience, if you are being your own coach, you observe yourself with the same level of non-judgment and non um, and acceptance, and you create the space of observance and back on trail for your next level path to be walked. This was pretty channeled, and I actually am very grateful that I could share this with you. My dearest, this is very important. It's actually one of the milestones of coaching from my own coaching perspective. So, being your own coach definitely requires you to embrace interrupting and interruption and being interrupted. Then you coach yourself. When you are interrupted and you're just bothered, you'll coach yourself and understand why. But yeah, interruption. Jamie. Hmm. Don't hear. Can't hear you really well, brother. I can hear you. We can hear you now, but I don't know if it is for me only. And I would love someone to even comment and let us know.
You're a little digital for me. You froze for like a second.
Okay, it's probably connection then. And you all, how do you see all of this? What is lending for you? What is lending for you in this very moment? After what I shared, after what Jamie shared about the topic, are you being your own coach already? Are you being successful in that?
There's so much more. I mean, it's barely touched the surface. I mean, even in the frustration I can experience in a day-to-day interaction, by that I mean something like, say, I'm deeply meditating and suddenly they start doing construction outside of the building, and I'm like in my zen, and it's like, especially if I woke up, you know, perhaps not feeling in my highest self, and I'm like desperate to meditate to feel better, and then
Yep.
you know that happens, then I just it shakes me. However, when I come to my highest place, my highest self, when I talk about emotions, I think of divine interruptions. And when I think of the divine interruptions that I've had in my life have been short, and I don't remember every specific day-to-day interruption I've ever had from life, where I would sit and waste time thinking and describing what it felt like each and every time I heard a different snow blower or something like that. You know what I mean? With divine interventions that I've had, I could spend hours talking about them because they had such a huge impact on my life, and there are so many different kinds, and they all come with a divine message or multiple divine messages. And sometimes you even have the privilege of sharing these experiences with other people.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. It's delightful. tingling and heartwarming, glowing, and a lot of other things. Um, I'm like trying to think of sharing my most profound. Um, Recently, I would say one of the most profound that I've had recently, that literally is still sticking with me and my friend who it happened to. We hadn't seen each other in a good while. We saw each other the other day. Shout out to them. Love you. And we had this like incredible series of experiences while in a spiritual journey together at a park. And like no one was really around at park at night, and so ultimately the space for divine interruption was leveraged. And we had all of these different divine interruptions that, months later, we are still emotionally impacted by the experience. We're still talking about it. It was full on positive. Absolutely nothing that we did not love. We were just like totally inner child amusement. It started with what I call musical divine interruption experiences, or perhaps any of you, where you are you're hanging out with someone in the middle of nowhere where there's seemingly no sound whatsoever, and you're having a particular conversation. Somehow there's a sound that shows up that's like alerting you, or you're talking about something that is super like fire, and then a series of fire trucks come by, and there's all these alarms telling you, or there's babies crying telling you, or in our case, since we were at park, we had cars drive by, but suddenly, like there's again, late at night, no one around. Suddenly, seemingly out of nowhere, the car would like slowly drive by, blasting a song that was totally relevant to what we were talking about. Then we had all of these go up on mics with little like boom boxes playing different songs, also poignant every time. Pause. One of Barton's favorite words. When you pause in these moments, I think you truly appreciate them and hold space for what they want. Everything you need in that moment to be your own. It's that powerful.
Yeah. Shifting the energy of it, the emotion, the frequency level of it. You bring appreciation, right, in a way. So appreciation, gratitude, love. The three most high frequency known emotions and feelings. If you go on the scale, I don't know if any of you, pretty sure, Jamie, you had like that scale of frequency, like the actual scale of frequencies of all different emotions, going from love to hate and anger, being anger the lowest, and then it's like different shades that it shows you. And if to something that you were not feeling good with in whatever way, if into that you bring appreciation, gratitude, the ability of not judging it, so not feeding its destructiveness, let me say that this way, not feeding your perspective of it being destructive for you. Well, it's a game changer. It's a real game changer. Wow, Jamie, yeah, lovely, lovely story. Lovely storytelling you gave us. Um, really, I really feel called to make it about you who listen. Of course, you, Jamie, are listening to me, but you who listen to us. Because it means that in this very moment, you've got that possibility, chance, proposal from life in being in this very moment listening to this. You're being asked to step up into your game of being your own coach. Of no matter what happens into your life, you make ways out of no ways. You're able to see what you were not able to see, and you're able to intervene on things that before weren't at your reach, you believed. And that now you see the possibility among the unlimited possibilities there are of you shifting, changing the direction of your path, pointing your feet to a different direction, literally. You stop, you pause, you look at yourself, you say, this is good, this is not good. And I mean, this depends. Like, I resonate with this, I like this in my life, I don't like this in my life. You have this power, you have this opportunity, you have this calling, even to be empowering yourself and choose different. You know what? You know what's an interruption? A choice, a decision is an interruption. And in life, you are continuously faced with choices and decisions to be made. I believe there are many decision makers out there. And we are all decision makers, not just the ones who have 500 people in their business or big leaders. No, you're always making decisions. As also Jamie brings this example of choosing a tomato. It's a decision. It's a choice. And decision has the same root of the word of rescission, to reside something, to decide something. Is side, SIDE. It means to remove, to separate from. If you decide, you're moving to a direction and you're deciding for that direction, meaning that you're putting aside the other options that were competing with that option. And it might be interruptive from many perspectives. So you choose. Choice is an interruption, and making choices, and choosing how you will behave next time you see your father or your mother, next time you meet your sister who you fought with, or your brother, next time that you go to pick your kid at school, you decide, you make the choice. Will I stick to my phone, or will I interact with my son? What? And look at this: choice, interruption. In this moment, I'm treating them as synonyms. What is this action, sticking to my phone, going to create? Is it going to create? Is it going to end up being the kind of life that I see for ourselves in the future with my son? No. Okay, I probably have to decide something different. Will talking to my son as soon as he gets out of school. Hey, how is it going, honey? Hey, Did anything special happen? Did you have fun? Are you sad? Will that take me to that vision that I have, that I hold, for a life well lived, for a life experience fully experienced in love and in good relationship, in good business, in a good time for myself, with myself? Yeah, that might be the actual okay. Therefore I choose to interrupt the pattern of me sticking on the phone, to my phone. And as I said at the beginning, change is ever happening. Interruption gives like it's universe keeps spinning, life keeps lifing. You can interrupt something, but life keeps on lifing. So it keeps on lifing, and every interruption is not the end. It's a beginning. It's a beginning of what you choose not to interrupt, of what to choose to carry on forward. What do you need to interrupt today? You heard me clear and sound. You heard us clear and sound. And by now, many thoughts came to your mind. Many things that you would interrupt. Many other things that you would choose. Be real to yourself. Lovingly, brutally honest to yourself. What's that? Trust the thought that comes in this very moment. That's real. You can dismiss it, but that's the actual reality of what you need to interrupt or continue. And it might be hard, and Jamie and I are here to hold space for you. In New York or on Zoom live. To hold space for how hard it is to interrupt some patterns. I want to speak to you from my direct experience. I am, in this very moment, interrupting a phase of my life that I couldn't stand anymore. And that was the phase of me struggling with apartments and finances. And I am choosing a different life. So let me tell you that it's being painful. The growth of pain, the pain growth. I really need to work on myself, on my emotions, on also the grieving of letting go of what relates to that previous state of life. While choosing continuously, again and again and again, choosing the kind of life that I deserve and truly resonate with when I tap into my soul, when I tap into my being. So I hear you if you're thinking, change is hard. Therefore, interrupting something and changing is hard. That's why making a decision is highly regarded. Like decision makers are highly regarded, so to speak, because they've got this big power and big, well, it's an R word coming, but not getting into it. Big power, big responsibility, big accountability. So we're ready to hold space for you to actually make these decisions from a space of peace, high energy, deep feeling of wellness. In New York, at the How to Be Your Own Coach Mina retreat on the 3rd of December. Jamie, what do you see about what I just shared?
And I don't even. I'm gonna let it be exactly what it was that you come through. There's literally nothing more. It's that I was getting this blaring download of a visualization to guide through in relation to a deeper understanding of this and a healing of this.
Oh, beautiful.
And so I am you are not using heavy machinery like driving or something of that sort in your current moment. I invite you to close your eyes and get comfortable, whatever that means for you. Begin to focus on your breath. Not judging. It doesn't matter how fast or how slow. Just being with the breath. As you continue to breathe and become aware of that breath, begin to focus on what your breath sounds like. This is a sensation you experience. Focus on the sound of your breath. As you hold in the sound of your breath, focus now also how this breath feels as it enters into the lungs and releases from the lungs. Focusing now on the sound of your breath as well as what it feels like in your physical body. These experiences are experiencing any
We're hearing you very slow, brother. Very, very low.
if you are experiencing any form of resistance, now consider become aware of your breath and the physical sensation of your breath themselves. They do not experience the resistance from your perspective. So acknowledging the between the sound of your breath and the physical sensation of your breath. And now begin to visualize or imagine a visual of your breath. What is the visual of the frequency of your breath right now? What does it look like? Does it have color? Does it have an emotion? Does it have a your frequency, energy, harmonically integrating, and you're being invited to receive this integration as you begin to sense all the frequencies around you gently entering into your awareness, all of the experiences in your perceived environment coming slowly into your awareness, gently into your experience, stimulating gently with love in its purest form. The dogs are their own frequency. Hear messages that their barking has for us, for you. And notice the loved ones. Do you still feel interrupted? Do you still feel frustration? Or is it simply a part of the frequency that you are Are you not a part of every alarm, of every dog bark, of every wind chime, of every growl, of every breath? You are every breath. And as you are every breath, you are every frequency. And as you are every frequency, change, the transformation, the experiment, the existence of everything that could be perceived as an interruption, and is truly vibrant orchestra of universal, galactic, unconditional love. You are the conductor of your life. This is into how to be your own coach. As you, in your oneness, collectively being the sound, bringing yourself back to the sound of the present, of the music, of the voice, Jamie, of your breath. And as you go forward, in your perceiving of time and experience, see if you can continue to hold this remembrance, this download, to your frequency, access at any time. Please. We are the light. And it is an honor to share our frequency. Your turn.
Well, thank you for this loving interruption. I do hold the belief that meditation is interrupting lower frequencies putting very high frequencies into this space. So thank you for this loving interruption, Jamie. As we are on top of the hour, what I feel called to do is to remind you once again that you've got all you need inside of you, in your hands, in your power. It is your time to become hyper accountable for yourself and really be your own lover, be your own coach. We're creating this space out of deep intuition and strong conviction and high awareness, deep awareness of what's needed in a place such as New York and of course around the world as well. Wherever you are, we're collaborative and we like to evolve, to create and co-create. This is why we're co-creating. So I'm sharing with you to complete this. What's in it? What's in this for you as you participate? First of all, if you're among the first 6 participants in person, you get $300 off and you get coaching in preparation to it by Jamie and I. Then what happens is that you bring together with you anyone you know and you get into our referral program. So every referral, every person that is in your circle that joins together with you, How to Be Your Own Coach mini retreat on the 3rd of December, whether it's on Zoom or in New York in person, gets you energy back, money back. If you want, as you participate, is an extra discount for bringing others on. So, How to Be Your Own Coach is created for you to hold space for yourself, for your transformation, and for your own interruptions. This is what we invite you into. Jamie, one last word, one last laughing word.
I'm watching your dogs start running behind. They're chasing each other and they're just having the time of their life.
Oh, yeah, they are playing.
Completely across the yard, so they're completely crossing the screen, and I was attempting to do a really
yeah, they're having fun.
And they're just like, suddenly I just see this golden quickly.
They're having fun. Yeah, they're good. They're good vibes to have around. So from Ayrton, Julio, the dogs, Jamie, and the cats, right? Somewhere over there.
They're on the massage table, pretty much hunked out.
Oh, ready for massage. That's sweet. Marvelous. Okay. Join us into our mini retreat. And just know that this is the beginning of a, how you say, rolling snowball. So become your own coach. I appreciate you. Stay unlimited.